Get my microphone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Elevated. I'm your host, the Elevated Engineer. So let's get right into it. Tamika Malory and Cadillac Blues. Give me a second, because y'all know I'm going to pull it up. Y'all know I'm going to pull receipts. And there we go. Oh, no sound.
I come from a very long line of strong women. They always encourage me to use every single resource to help another young woman.
All right, okay. I don't want to show too much of it because I don't want to get flagged by Cadillac or what have you. So yeah, man, the revolution will be brought to you with a 5-year lease plan, a controlled environment, and a factory warranty. But seriously though, I have just a little more. Remember this?
My people, it's time we stand, it's time we demand the freedom that this land promises. President Biden, we demand justice, equity, policy, and everything else that freedom encompasses. And to accomplish this, we don't need allies, we need accomplices. It's bigger than black and white. This is not a dream, this is our plan. Until freedom, until freedom.
Yeah, this shit is bullshit. I'm sorry, man. But before I say anything else, just let me show you this, please. Can you just let me show you this, please? Please, please. We got receipts today. Hold on.
So he also told him something about giving me money, which was completely false.
Let me start it over. I got it from this guy, Monty the Ruler's channel, but
so he also told him something about giving me money, which was completely false. Over a 12-year friendship, Vlad has loaned me money. I probably was short for some shit happened to my car. I called Vlad, yo, I'm in a situation. I need an extra such and such. I got you. Oh, yo, I need an extra such. Probably 2 times this happened in a 12-year relationship as a friendship because this is my friend. But that wasn't relayed in the comments. So all types of things got convoluted. And people just started to equate me siding, quote unquote, with Vlad because he gives me money. And he's my friend. Of course he's my friend. If somebody's my friend, I'm going to, especially if I know the things that they're saying about you, I haven't experienced. For years, people talk about his website and all of those things. I get it. Blog shit, I've already told him I don't really like his website.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna post the links to these, so you all can kind of feel where I'm about to go with this. Give me one quick second. Okay, let's get back to the show. All right. All right. Blah blah blah. Yeah, man. That was that. So yeah. So remember, MYSONNE was caping heavy for actionable items gate with Jay-Z and the NFL. Real suspect. However, before I go all in on these activists, we need to start asking ourselves, are we really being fair to them? What I mean is, are activists supposed to be broke? Hell no. Look at the people in the black media. They're making money, and they should. You can see that they're actually making money. Look at people like Billy Carson. I mean, he's educated, entertaining. He seems fairly conscious, and he seems to be doing fairly well financially. So, I know what you're thinking. How is the elevated engineer, aka me, different? Okay, I'm using these same systems made by white folks to get ahead. The difference between me and a MYSONNE or a Tamika Malory is I am an entrepreneur, and they are supposedly just activists. Okay, so what is an activist? Martin Luther King is an activist. Okay, I mean, if you had to think about it, and I'm gonna kind of go into it a little more. But if you think about it, people like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, but I want to talk about Martin Luther King specifically because Martin Luther King was a doctor, and he was a very popular doctor during the '60s, reverend, which means even if he wasn't popular, he could have been making probably six figures back in the '60s. But Martin Luther King was the most popular preacher at the time he was alive. He was the most popular preacher on the planet that was alive. I mean, come on. So, but these guys sacrificed everything. Martin Luther King obviously sacrificed everything. Malcolm X sacrificed everything. Fred Hampton, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We go down the list. John Henry Clark, even the academics who stood up and throughout history. I mean, you always had people like W. Du Bois and all these other types. But my point is, activists are not supposed to starve. Okay, Martin Luther King took a major pay cut fighting for his people. He could have been a millionaire easily. Look at the preachers, reverends now. They make pretty good livings. Now multiply that times Martin Luther King. But that's my point. Like, activists aren't supposed to be broke, and I get it. But these people are hustling. And the thing is, like, man, I really wish I would have had my my YouTube page. Well, I've had my YouTube page for a minute, but I wish I would have been active on it now, or like I am now, like 5 years ago. I swear to God, Jesus Christ. But hey, it is what it is. You go up and down my social media. There's times where Tamika Malory is doing a whole women's march thing, and I know she and MYSONNE are not part of Black Lives Matter. I don't think. I'm not even gonna look it up. I'm pretty sure they both said that they're not part of Black Lives Matter, the actual organization. But with Tamika Malory, I seen, man, it's been a few years where she was doing the whole like the women's march. She was doing the whole women's movement and all this sisterhood stuff. It's like, okay, that's fine. But and I remember her having problems with the leadership in the women's movement, where the white women were like taking all the I don't want to say minority because I don't like putting black folks in the boat with everybody else because we black and we, what I'm saying, we got our own shit we dealing with. But the non-white women, and apparently the white women were taking over, and there was a whole thing, and then they, that whole thing fell apart. You notice all these organizations fall apart with these activists running Black Lives Matter, the women's movement, Me Too shit. Like, it's like all these things, they kind of fell apart for the most part when Trump left, right? Like, I mean, that's what it kind of seemed like. But yeah, I've always said Tamika Malory is she just seems confused as to what I could say back then she seemed like to me like she was confused. She don't seem confused anymore. She seemed like she knows exactly what she's doing, and I don't like it. And with MYSONNE, I don't like that shit either. I keep it a buck. You heard the man himself. Now, when people was going all in on Vlad, MYSONNE didn't really say that much, and he still probably go on the show. The sad thing is, MYSONNE has a lot of these friends in the industry, man, and these friends ain't putting them up. like I said, with the actionable items gate, yo, with how much he was kind of going in for Jay-Z, man. Jay-Z need to be putting this dude up, and all these other dudes need to put this dude up. But truth be told, the Grammys, Academy, I mean, historically, it's one of the most racist institutions with her going on there. Come on, man. Like, MYSONNE openly takes money from DJ VLAD. It's just real suspect, man. It really, really, really is, and it's kind of it's kind of disheartening a little bit because it's like, man, is anybody real out there? You know what I mean? I don't know these motivations, but either look, either MYSONNE need to start figuring out how to become an entrepreneur and start making some money from his ventures, or I don't know what he's or really any of these people are really gonna do in these situations, because this is what they do. But the reason, get a little off track. I don't want to get too off track, but when I say what makes me different from MYSONNE and Tamika Malory, it's an honest question. I mean, look, I go to a PWI, University of Miami. I have a business, with the goals of getting into federal contracting and industry, eventually. You know what I mean? What makes me different from them? I'm around not just as many. I'm around more white people on a daily basis than MYSONNE or Tamika Malory will ever be. So what makes me different? Honestly, to be honest, what makes me different is the fact that I'm already letting people know that I'm an entrepreneur, man. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna speak up for my people. Yes, I'm designing products with my people in mind. Yes, I want to sell to my people. Hell yeah. Who else would I want to sell to? But I'm also not out there, saying explicitly like we don't need money from white capital. we all do. Everyone, even if you look at somebody like Tariq Nasheed, who comes out with his own DVDs, he still has to contract but he has to contract out with distributors. Even if he tries to go through a black owned, like he still has a contract out with distributors. He has to do this. If you want to send your DVDs overseas, you got to have somebody over there. I mean, so you have to. In other words, you have to work with white people in America. You have to work. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but you don't need to bend the knee, you know. And with this activism, this type of activism, it reminds me of that the one night in Miami one. That there was a different relationship back then between celebrities now and activists like Malcolm X, and there was they had a different type of relationship back then where there was a more of a mutual respect there, and they usually looked out. But they also had stronger foundations too. Martin Luther King, he had strong foundations. He had NOI, so times were different. But with the advent of YouTube, well, not just YouTube, but social media, internet, and all that stuff, man, you can make money without having to go to DJ Vlad for car trouble. Like, seriously, you start a YouTube page and just start monetizing that shit, man, or something. Because yeah, this whole thing is it's trash. But next topic. Look, I'm gonna start off by saying this movie was freaking awesome. I'm glad I get to talk about some nerd shit for once, because it's mostly been like like race shit and like fucked up stuff. Trying to stop cursing as much too. But okay, yes. Let's get into it. Let's get into the Justice League. This movie. I'm so glad because I can't lie. I'm gonna say straight up and down. I'm taking it back. I was trashing this shit before it was about to come out. I was trashing it. I really was. No. I was trashing it. Okay, and I didn't. But that's because honestly, I've been getting really disheartened with DC, man, because there's no reason that a movie like this couldn't have came out 20 years ago, 30 years ago. They had the CGI 20 years ago, I believe, to come out with something like this. So I mean, it was long as hell. I think it clocked in at like just over like 4 hours or something. So it was pretty serious. I really liked how they explore more of the characters. They got into Darkseid more, which, oh my god, DC and Warner Brothers. Can you listen to the fans? Can you listen to the fans? Can we listen to the fans? So WB and DC, unlike Marvel, has everything they need to make the DC EU great, the DC Expanded Universe. The reason that we've been so in love with Marvel for the last 10 to 15 years in the movie world is because Marvel has been building up their whole MCU, really, I guess you could say, since Iron Man, the first one. Yeah, maybe Iron Man, the first one. But the problem with Marvel, as we all know, is Marvel doesn't own even half their shit. They're, you know what I mean? Excuse my language. They don't even own half their stuff. They own probably 40% of all their characters from the comics. So, yes, did I? Because inevitably you're gonna have to compare the Snyder cut to really any Avengers. Endgame, basically, you're gonna have to compare it to Endgame, right? Or Infinity War, or you just combine them together. Look at them as one movie, however you want to do it. But if you did that, to be honest, I enjoyed this Justice League Snyder cut better than Endgame. Infinity War was pretty good. But Infinity War, man, look, when you understand the comic verse like I do, it's not the same. Now, there's dudes out there on YouTube doing their thing who go over comics in detail, go to history, analyze it, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's good. As we should. But man, I've been reading comics for a good while. you can see there's like, all that stuff right there. I probably put some more stuff in there. But DC, and I said I've been reading comics for a while, right? DC, for those that really don't know, because there's a lot of like people who just get all their stuff from the movies, but DC has nearly 100 years worth of storytelling, and I believe they've only had 2 real major reboots. That's Crisis on Infinite Earths and Final Crisis, right? Marvel's had like 1, really, right? So, and that was the Secret Wars one, Secret Wars 2, the one that ended a few years ago. Yeah. So yeah, but DC, the problem with DC is that those people at WB don't know what the hell they're doing. One, and two, they're old as hell. That's the only thing it could be. They're old as hell, and they just like they're still on that no tights, no flight shit. Let's not mix our franchises up type shit. Like let's make Batman independent, independent franchise. Blah blah blah. Let's make Superman independent franchise. Blah blah. Let's cut off the CW shows like the Flash from the movie verse. Of course they bridged that with the whole event. Whatever it was like a crisis event on TV, like Crisis on Infinite Earths. When they had the two berries. I'm getting real nerdy. I'm getting it in. I have to. But DC has nearly 100 years worth of lore since Action Comics #1 that came out in the 30s. What year? I'm googling it because I really am not 100%. Action Comics 1 year of release. I think it came out 1938. So we're what? 2021 now. 17 years away. So 83 years, give or take, 83, 84 years. So that's the problem with DC, is you're trying to fit nearly 100 years of storytelling into a 2-hour movie, right? Because in order to understand like DC, I mean, DC gets deep, man. DC gets deep, like storytelling wise, like that. Marvel just it's never done that. It's Marvel is like you could jump right into Marvel and you're like, maybe you kind of read a few pages in and then you're like, or maybe you read a book, you're just like, okay, I get it, I understand where I'm at. You jump into any DC comic right now, and let's say you got all your comic book knowledge from the movie. You jump into a DC comic book right now, you're not gonna know what the hell is going on. You could read 10 different issues. It was like, I still don't know what's going on. Because honestly, like you damn near need to have a degree in quantum mechanics. I'm not even bullshit. Like, I'm not even like just saying this to make it seem like, oh, you're really smart, blah blah. Nah, you damn near need to have a degree, not a degree, but a firm understanding of quantum mechanics to start even getting into DC. Like, I can't even explain who Darkseid is in the time frame of this video. I really couldn't. It would take me probably 5 videos to explain who Darkseid is. Like, oh my god, I'm about to get nerdy. Okay. This is why this Justice League movie was like so freaking dope. Because Snyder took like 4 hours and he really delved deep into it. He didn't do like the mystery villain at the end of the because that's what Marvel's been doing. They've been teasing Thanos since like 2005 or something like that, 2006 or it's something like that. But they've been teasing Thanos since then because they had to, because they needed to build up their roster. Because again, they don't own their stuff, but WB does. So that's why this movie was like a farewell to Jack Kirby. It said at the end, it was like dedicated to Jack Kirby. Like there's so much deep shit. They did Flash right. People finally got to see what Flash really is. Cyborg. Oh man, Cyborg got to step it up. It's like if you would have just watched the Joss Whedon bullshit Justice League that came out a few years ago, you will really only think that Cyborg is just some guy, some brother who got unfortunate enough to get ravaged by whatever it was, the mother box, whatever it was, car accident, and ravaged, and then turned into a cyborg. He's basically just a guy in a refrigerator. That's it. And you look at him like, nah, like, yo, Cyborg is like, he's damn near a god of the internet. which says a lot. Like, it says a hell of a lot about his character, right? Because he could be doing a lot more stuff. He does a lot. What I loved about Cyborg is like there's a scene where he's learning how to fly, but he's also doing heavy processing in parallel as he's learning how to fly. He's like depositing and changing, taking money out and doing crazy stuff, right? While at the same time learning how to fly. He's damn near God. He's like omniscient. It's like he's everywhere at once, right? So yeah, man, that they did that right. Who else? Oh, Wonder Woman had her scene in the beginning. She did her thing. They even ended the movie differently. I mean, the ending doesn't change. I mean, but the way they did it changed. It was a lot better. But they really showed dark side, and that's where I think that DC, that's where their strength is. They have the characters. Don't say, "Ooh, this is the mystery. Come and watch our next movie, and you'll see who Dark." Nah, just show who Darkseid is. Because even if you, which I said this earlier, even if you see Darkseid, you're not gonna know who, or more importantly, what Darkseid is, um, until you like really, really like dig into the comics, dig into you gotta dig. And you once you understand who and what like dark people think Darkseid Thanos. Okay, yeah, they're more or less the same guy. Yes, Thanos was originally based off of Darkseid. But at the end of the day, Thanos is just a guy, right? He's a really powerful guy, you know? Darkseid is far more than that. Quantum physics, quantum mechanics, extra dimensional God concept. It's deep, like so. It is. That's why I tell people, like, man, you want to get into DC, start reading, but get you some knowledge in quantum mechanics for you to understand how it really like works. You got to dive deep. So at the end of the day, I love the Snyder cut. I think that I want to redo it. I want to redo this universe. I want to redo this DCEU. I don't want to just throw it away. I think we deserve this. Like, I'm sorry, but we freaking deserve to have a DCEU. It's time. You know what I mean? They have everything they need. The CGI is there. The actors are there. It's there. Everything, money's there. The crowd is there. It's there. So go see it. So, anyways, moving on to the last topic. I thought I'd do another reality. So today I'm doing the realities of clout chasing. Oh, clout chasing. Truth is, we are all clout chasing, whether we admit it or not. Clout is powerful. Clout is fun. Clout is dangerous in the wrong hands. And after this week, it's been quite a week for clout chasers and grifters. From Derek Jackson to Tamika Malory to Lil Nas X. If it wasn't clear before, it is now. The skillless must clout chase. The skillful are chased by clout. Either way, it's a drug for many. Control your auras. Be careful. And watch who you listen to. These people are doing what they got to do to get paid. At the end of the day, we all are. So, Tamika Malory, MYSONNE and the like. Even what's the guy who says he's white but he's not white? Well, he says he's not white, but he's Sean King. What is Sean? It's Sean King. I'm pretty sure about that. These dudes like Darren Sills, look him up. he wasn't clout chasing. He was about that life. But even if he was, okay, I won't say he wasn't clout chasing because again, we're all clout chasing. But his clout was an issue. His clout was a cause. He needed clout to bring light to his cause, and that was, what's going on in, I think it was Ferguson, right? Poison water, all that stuff, over police and all that good stuff. And that's when the Black Lives Matter came in, blah, blah, blah. So my point is there's clout chasing and then there's clout chasing. Some of us need clout to get the word out. We all need clout to get the word out. So with that being said, that is it for today's episode of Elevated. Don't forget, engineering fam, like, share, drop a comment, and subscribe if you love the content I'm bringing. I appreciate it. All my engineering fam, and remember, people, be careful who you listen to. That's it.